Welcome to Moms on Mics. I'm Joanne,
I'm Cash.
And I'm Sophia.
and this week we are going to talk about the little boy that has been on everyone's mind right now, Parker Wells. 11-year-old Parker went missing from a day home, quote unquote day home, at 25 Cannot Drive Northwest in the Cambron Heights, Thorncliffe area of Northwest Calgary. His appearance is as follows. He is 4 feet 11 inches, roughly 90 pounds in weight, brown hair and brown eyes. His head is shaved. Is that correct,
Yes.
Cash? Okay. So he's got like a buzz cut.
Yes.
He is also known as neurodivergent and is nonverbal. He's known to wear noise-canceling headphones, and he was last seen wearing no shirt, gray shorts, black Skechers, and his noise-canceling headphones. Since he was reported missing on Thursday, July 16th, 2026, Calgary police dedicated significant resources to locating Parker. More than 300 CPS members have assisted in the search efforts, with door-to-door inquiries and surrounding communities, canvassing the area, reviewing approximately 50 hours of CTV residential security camera and dash cam footage. More than 90 tips were received and assessed by investigators on the first day. Approximately 120 trained search volunteers coordinated through Search and Rescue Alberta are continuing to assist with the search operations. There is a significant police and search presence in these communities, including the Air Support Unit, Mounted Patrol Team, Mountain Bike Unit, Canine Unit, patrol officers, investigators, and trained search volunteers. There was very little information released initially. All we knew was that somewhere between 11:08 a.m. and 11:41 a.m., Parker left his day home. I'm going to use the term day home, but it's not a typical day home. We're going to get into that. But seeing as the police and the news and everybody is using day home, we are going to.
Government-run facility.
I do like that better. Okay, so technically, it's not, this is how loosey-goosey it is. So technically, it's not government run. It is government funded. So,
Okay.
one of those loopholes so that the government can go, whoa, it's not our fault. But we
So
just give them the money. We don't.
licensed agency run facility?
Yeah,
I don't know.
right. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna explain what the facility is, what it does, all that stuff in just a second here. But if you hear us say day home, please don't take it literal as where you take your toddler to their day home provider with 5 other kids there. That's not what it is. So he left on foot without his provider's knowledge. We were told the area he left from and that Parker is nonverbal autistic. And that was pretty much it. According to police, they are referring to him as Parker for the purpose of the search instead of calling him Parker Wells. I don't know why. I don't know what the difference is. I'm sure they have good reason. I'm not saying that, hey, I know more than the police. It just seems odd that, I mean, maybe it's so that people are shouting Parker or something instead of Parker Wells. Who knows? Police have said the boy makes a point of locking doors behind him. They also said facility staff, day home staff, whatever, raised the alarm about Parker's absence reasonably quickly. Quote. Debatable, I think. The Cambron Heights area facility, day home, whatever, that Parker walked away from is said to have multiple locks on the front door and a 5 to 6 foot chain link fence enclosed the home's backyard.
Also note that for them, I think it goes into part of their statement, but it was quoted that he left unexpectedly quick.
Which I'm gonna guess, duh, that it was unexpected. Because if it wasn't, they'd know where he is,
Their times don't,
right?
their times just don't match because how can a kid I mean, I get it. He's a kid. He was walking fast, but like, how can he do all that and get where his last point of scene was in an hour?
How far was
He walked at least 4K
okay?
minimum. And apparently the CCTV footage that they have, some of them the times aren't right on.
Okay, so how I am making it make sense in my brain. So he did 4K. 5K is like when you first start running, like you do a 5K race, right? My time for that is 30 minutes. Well, it's technically 28 something, but whatever. So under 30 minutes, but that's me at a run, right? So
And
could
don't forget, you have little legs too.
exactly. So anyone that is like, but you're a grown up. Well,
No, not really.
I'm the size of an average 12-year-old, apparently. So we'll use grown up loosely. So to do 4K in an hour, I think is very reasonable. I don't think that's stretching the pace very much. I know one of my day home kids, she's 5, 6 in November. She could definitely do that pace. No problem. So I don't think the distance in an hour is as far as people think it might be.
But it's the timing. Like they say, some people say they were on it. They were calling police. They were having. So I found a screenshot of something from the police website. I couldn't go back and find it to send it to you, but the report apparently was actually started at 10:40.
What?
I'll find it again for you, but there's actually like a police recording where they opened the case at 10:40 in the morning. That's what I'm saying. Nothing adds
No,
up.
and it was for sure on the police website that you
Yes.
found, just because there was people that were making AI
Yeah, no, this was
reports and
on
stuff, right?
the
So,
thing. The actual where you leave their comment, like your things and that. It was on there.
hmm.
I know about the AI and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. See, because even the fact that like he left somewhere between 11:08 and 11:41, that's a big gap, right? Especially if I would almost understand more if it was a typical day home. I would understand that a lot more because the facility that he is at is specifically for neurodivergent kids and youth, right? So they have a ratio of 1 to 1 or 1 to 2. So if it's 1 to 1, how the fuck did he get away from you?
And it's
Right?
an eloper. Like he's known.
Yeah. So, and that's what the facility, they basically said, if they are known to elope, then it is 1 to 1. So the fuck? And I know people in comments have said they get to go to the bathroom, they do, but that's why there's other staff there. So, and if that was the case, I feel like if the case was that the staff member had gone to the bathroom and that's when he like walked away, that would be in the report. That would have been made public because it's almost like that's an explanation to why he walked away or how he walked away unseen, right?
They are giving very, very little, like no, there's nothing. There's no information,
Yeah.
right? They're not saying anything about it.
And not that we need, I guess, all those details. The main thing is that he's found. I totally get that. There is another side to this whole story, though, that I think the public deserve to hear. But I do get in cases where there's possibility, I'm not saying, nobody come at me, I am not saying this is a case, but when we've covered cases that there is a possibility of an abduction, the police have the holdback evidence, right? They keep some information to themselves so that they can use it when the person said something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I totally understand certain details being kept away from the public. I definitely understand that because every case there is a possibility. Even though he just wandered away, there's always a possibility that there's more to the story, right? So I understand them withholding some evidence. I just don't feel you need to hold all of it. But I guess maybe I'm sure they have their reasonings and the information that they're not sharing doesn't make a difference for us searching for him. So I think there's that at least. Like if they were holding back like what he's wearing, that would be wrong. Right?
You know what's thrown me for a loop though is seeing some people come out going, why isn't there a reward for him being found?
Why the fuck should there be?
Right?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of that lately in the past couple of days. Why is there not a reward? It's like you don't have to go and look if you don't want to.
Yeah, that I've never understood that. Like past cases when there's been an actual abduction, when we know that the person has been abducted and there's a reward, it's because people usually steal things and people for a reason, right? So often it is for ransom type thing. And so that they put out a reward to help bring them back. It's known that they're taken, so it's like, we'll give you all this money, just give them back. But when it's a missing person, I don't know if there's really a need for a reward. I don't know. Reward money, eh. I, if you're asking about it, you're a dick. If people decide to offer a reward to help bring their child home, that's totally fine. I'm not judging that. But if you're the person asking, you're a dick.
Well, no, it's just like the parents are not even known to begin with, and you want reward money?
Right? Who's giving you that reward money?
Yeah, just find the kid.
That is so bizarre.
It is. I've been seeing a lot of it lately, and I'm like, why though? Like, it's not a piece of meat that you could just dangle and get it.
Right?
Like, you gotta
Could you imagine? Hey, I found this missing child. Where's my money?
Right.
The fuck? Like, how about just, oh my God, I found this missing child. Here you go, family. Like, oh, people are dicks.
All right. I also want to mention about CCTV. I've seen a lot of comments about it, but it doesn't just mean cameras on stores. It means everything. And I think a lot of people forget about that. So CCTV footage of Parker captured on Thursday, July 16th at 12:34 p.m. from a business adjacent to McKnight Boulevard and Center Street Northwest showed Parker walking down the street in Thorncliffe area at 12:52 p.m. the same day. Some of the timeline follows as he left the day home and was reported missing between 11:08 and 11:45 a.m. At some point between those times, they have found a piece of clothing, which at the moment is known to be a shirt, along the 0 to 100 block of Northmount Drive Northwest. 12:34, spotted from a business CCTV adjacent to McKnight and Center Street Northwest. Don't know how true it is, but apparently he was walking south towards McKnight and Center Street. But then he was also spotted at 12:52 on a CCTV on 5,000 to 6,000 block of Travis Crescent Northwest, which is the last of the sighting. He is known to remove his shirt when he is overstimulated, and he loves Disney music. Overall, all Disney music, but some of his favorites were The Circle of Life from The Lion King, Let It Go from Frozen, and A Whole New World from Aladdin. A statement was made by Parker's former support worker. Hi, I was Parker's support worker in 2023-2024. I saw some people asking about searching in trees and want to reiterate what the police said about him opening and locking doors. When we would go on walks, there was a few times when he tried to open his neighbors' houses or the doors of elementary schools. If they were unlocked, he would try to enter. Same thing with gates. He never tried to climb trees before while I worked with him. And to my knowledge, he did not develop a climbing behavior. As police said, look anywhere and everywhere you can think of, but it is more likely that he's hiding outside. He is hiding low. He was not particularly drawn to pausing near trees or bushes, maybe if he wanted to pick at the leaves, but if he is scared and couldn't find a yard, garage, or house to hide in on Thursday, he may still be outside. Yes, he walks fast and far and with a purpose, but if he has not been picked up on any cameras, spotted near any busy road since Thursday, he is not likely mobile anymore and paused to rest/hide in the area he was last seen. I am not his family, but in case they are not monitoring this account regularly, I can answer any questions to the best of my knowledge about where he would be interested in going. Once again, look at any and everywhere and focus efforts on the map that his family put out. The use of AI has captured surveillance camera imagery that has allowed police to process those recordings in minutes rather than hours, as well as keep track of searchers' coverage, which is fantastic. However, some people have been using AI to spread falsehoods about the situation, information that should be carefully vetted by public as it can divert resources from the legitimate search path. A Facebook group was created on July 17th, the day after Parker went missing, called Find Parker YYC. It currently has 23,300 members.
I think it was really good of the person that used to be his support worker. I think it was great for her to reach out, especially because so many people were saying, "Oh, have you looked up in trees? Have you done this? Have you done this?" And she can give you more precise, no, this is what he typically prefers, right?
I wonder if she's been out there too, though, because she would kind of be familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, she's probably a great person to be out there looking.
Even just probably hearing her voice, he would probably recognize it.
Yeah, it's hard because everybody has their own experiences with autistic people, and every autistic person can be so much different. So while some may like to, like Parker, like to lock doors and unlock doors and stuff, others may actually prefer to look like to climb trees, and some may prefer to gravitate to water and stuff, right? Everybody has their thing that they go to, so it's hard to say for sure. And even sometimes it changes, right? Like,
Yeah, changes
so
consistently.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it could be everything could be different from what it was a year or two ago when she worked with him. He could be completely different now. Who knows? But I think her giving her input is invaluable, right?
The day home that Parker went missing from, Supported Lifestyles, released the following statement. Parker was in the care of one of Responsive Children's Supports locations on July 16th. Parker made a sudden exit from the property, and emergency services were called in response. Staff members followed company policy and procedures and immediately went out in search of Parker. This day home was not a typical day home. It was run by two groups, Supported Lifestyles Limited and Responsive Children's Supports Limited. They are Calgary-based organizations providing specialized care, residential placements, and community access programs for individuals with developmental disabilities, behavioral needs, and complex support requirements. Supported Lifestyles Limited is a registered, not-for-profit agency. Both Supported Lifestyles Limited and Responsive Children's Supports Limited operate as independent, community-based service providers rather than government. While they are independent organizations, their programming is heavily funded by the provincial government through external client service contracts. Families and individuals typically cover the cost of these services using provincial funding programs. To access their care models, individuals usually need to secure an approved provincial funding contract first and then select these organizations as their service provider. Under specialized agencies like Supported Lifestyles Limited and Responsive Children's Supports Limited, a day home or respite location operates quite differently than a standard neighborhood retail childcare program because these agencies serve neurodivergent children and youth with complex behavioral or medical needs. Their day home operations function under highly structured provincial frameworks, specialized hiring, and rigid safety guidelines.
Yeah. So parents out there and people out there, please stop saying it's a day home. Like it is not a typical day home. And I feel like this is just another thing making our job harder because it gives day homes a bad name because people don't understand the difference. And it's not their fault. It's when the police are saying he went missing from his day home and the news is reporting he went missing from his day home. And it's just a blanket name basically for a home that cares for kids. It's not a typical day home. So I just really need parents and the public to understand that because there's a lot of negative talk going around, especially on Facebook, shocker, that this is why we don't trust day homes. This is why day homes are bad. This is why day homes should be outlawed, blah, 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 blah. Statistically, daycare centers actually have more non-compliances and serious incidents and injuries and stuff like that that happens in a facility-based care than in a day home.
Okay.
So,
Can I say it? If this was an actual day home, we would be raked over the coals. Like
oh, fuck yeah.
it would be like the end of
Yeah,
the world. Like it would be all over the news. Yeah.
exactly.
So,
That's why this is exactly why we knew instantly when people are like, was it a private or an agency run day
yeah,
home? We're like, it was an agency because if it was private, it would be everywhere.
yeah,
That
exactly.
would be the biggest news. Private day home,
Yep,
loses child, private day
yep,
home. Like,
exactly.
so we knew it
Yeah,
wasn't a private day home.
we knew right away.
Yeah. And then because of how they have spoken about the day home and say they followed procedure, they did everything quickly, it's like, oh, so it's government funded.
Mhm.
So all the people out there that don't work within, I'm going to call it the industry. I just read a post. Did you guys read the post about how we shouldn't call it an industry because it's an education system. It's not whatever. Childcare industry. I'm calling it that. If you don't like it, come at me, whatever.
That's what it is. I mean,
Right? It's like the healthcare industry, the education industry, like it's all an industry. It's a sector. It's a whatever. Anything that makes money, costs money, whatever. If there's money involved, it's an industry. So we're good. So anyway, so all of us within the childcare industry, we could read between the lines. We knew exactly what was going on, but parents and just general people that are not within the industry, they're not going to understand the language that is being used by the people that are reporting on this because they are saying they're following all the rules, because they're barely talking about the fact that it's a day home tells you it's government funded and it's not actually a day home.
Well, and like my friend, she lives on the road, and just because she lives on that road and they saw a play structure outside her house, they thought it was her house. So they were trying to do the news in front of her house. And
Right?
like, no, no, no.
Yeah.
And I'm private. No, no.
Yeah, that's just poor journalism, quite frankly. When you're a reporter and you're working for a big company like Global or CTV or whatever, you should know better to check your facts before you start reporting. You don't start videoing in front of someone's house when it's
But
not the house in question. Like,
yeah, that being a reporter, you should have some insight of what you would like different.
oh,
You know
100%.
what I mean? So like,
Yeah,
and if I was like, I told her, I was like, if it says 500 to 600 block, stand on the corner because it doesn't say a specific house.
exactly. Yeah.
Stand on the corner and be like, this is the street somewhere along the way. Like, and she's like,
Yeah.
call them and literally report them because she's like, it's not my house. And now I'm going to get the bad rep if they put it out that it's my house.
Oh, 100%, right? Because people there again, they assume it's like a typical day home, which it isn't. So do your fucking due diligence, people. If you're a reporter, you get paid to do this. We don't get paid to do this. We search up all this info that we give you. We don't get paid for it. We still fact check. The least, if I was making what the fucking reporters made to do this, I'd be like, this would be everything. I would just be fact checking. I would have so much more time. Like, fuck. Okay, so the agency administered care models. Rather than being private small businesses, day homes, or respite locations, see, even the description of the type of business it is calls it a day home. Where do they get off using that term?
It should be like a respite in home.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, you'll see. So, Sophia, what did you say we should call it?
agency run facility.
Thank you. Rather than being private small businesses, agency run facility, or respite location operating under these organizations fall directly into the agency's service loop. Agencies operated sites. The agency leases or owns residential properties specifically dedicated to daytime programming or short-term respite, such as Responsive's Kids Hotel model. So right there is the biggest difference. To operate a day home in a normal day home, you have to live in the residence that you operate your day home in,
Right.
like we do. People that look after 6 children, that type of day home, you have to own the home you run your day home in. This type of facility, they buy or rent a house and then just run the operations out of that. We can't do that as a day home. So that's another reason why it's not a day home. Sorry.
I still say it's a government run facility.
For sure. I mean, the government heavily funds it.
Exactly. So they basically, right. And they have as the government has a say on how it's
Yeah,
ran
it
and
has to follow
operated,
all the government rules and regulations. So
right?
they're
And
heavily funding it. If,
licensing works for the government. Like
yeah,
it's a government-run facility.
it totally is. But they're like, oh no, it's a private facility. How are you private when you have to follow
Mm-mm. Hmm.
all the government rules and regulations, right? Like,
Yeah.
and the government is paying your bills.
Yeah.
You're not private, I'm sorry. Like, it's some loophole to give so that basically, if the facility gets sued, the government can go, whoa now, you're not my problem. You're a private facility. We just pay for you and give you all the regulations and do all this
Right.
stuff, but we don't own you
Yeah.
until they need to. And then they're like, whoa, bitch, we own you. Like, yeah, loopholes. So, services and programs, progressive residential supports, intensive specialized care for children and youth and complex behavioral and emotional challenges, respite services, short term and overnight relief care, including the facility based kids hotel. I should look into what this kids hotel is because,
I have never heard of Kids Hotel
right.
before.
And it comes up a lot. Like
So
when I was researching this, it came up a lot.
I was looking at it a little bit. It's almost like that in-house thing, but it's like a big center.
So, is it
Like a
like,
hotel, like an actual hotel.
so if mom and dad want to go for a vacay without their kids, they send them there. But for neurodivergent or for
It's
every kid.
almost so the way I read it and I understand it is it's almost like the children's cottage or whatever it's called.
Okay.
Kind of like that, just called Kids Hotel instead.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so they have like the program and in-home options. They also have adult residential and community living, housing models, supportive roommates, and outreach support focused on daily living and life skills, behavioral and support specialists, direct client coaching, functional assessments, and adaptive strategies for families. Their core approach is individual focus, so customized planning centered on personal goals and safe community integration, quality assurance, documented intervention tracking, and ongoing staff training models, contracted sub-agencies, independent license, there again, day homes, government care facilities. Home educators are contracted by the agency to specifically accept children with complex disabilities, receiving specialized training and higher compensation. So, like, yeah, even they try and like use the terminology day homes. It's just not the same. I understand why they're trying to say it is, but it isn't the same. When you have one staff per child and all the children in your care are neurodivergent or high needs children, and it's not a discriminatory thing. It's just it doesn't fall under the same care, right? Just like a preschool versus a day home is different. A preschool versus daycare. Yes, folks, it's different, even though people don't seem to understand that.
What it is, it's a respite care facility. That's what
Yeah,
it is. Respite. That's purely what it's for. It's not a day home, it's not a daycare, it's for respite care.
yeah. It really bugs me that they just keep throwing day home in there.
Hmm.
Like not only just because of the negative effects that it's going to have because of the situation, it just isn't that. Like it's okay to have a different name for things that are different, right? Like
Well, and I think they used day home because they wanted to make it integrated, right? It's a home. It's
yeah, but
not
couldn't they
from
call it like
not from
home care or something? Like, just it's just not the same. And it's like why people have misunderstood the idea that preschool and daycare is the same thing because all these daycares decided that the best way to get clients is to say that they're a preschool, but they don't follow a curriculum. They just do what daycares did anyway and then say, look, we're a preschool. It's like, no, no. You're just doing early childhood education, which is what we all do. And a preschool is different because it's only meant to be a short period of time during the day that they go for. That's the difference. If you are in all day preschool, you're in daycare. They're just different. They are. I'm sorry, but they're different.
But it's almost like in healthcare, right? So the people with Alzheimer's and dementia and that they go to a day program,
Yeah.
right? So
You wouldn't
like,
call that a day home.
right.
So it's okay for it to have a different name. It's fine. It won't hurt anybody.
I know they want to integrate like special needs into the society and all that, but this is a great example why some of them just need that little bit of help.
Well, it's also a great example how sometimes when you try and integrate everything together, actually hurts more than it helps. Even though your intentions might be good, it hurts both groups that you're trying to integrate, right? It's like when they took away what do you call it? The class in school. Was it special learning? Something?
Special ed.
Yeah. Thank you. When they took away that, I understand their intentions, but it ended up affecting both groups negatively because the kids, as a neurodivergent myself, as someone who really, really struggled in school, being able to go into a special education class benefited me because I didn't learn the same as everybody else. I could socialize with them just fine. Certain classes like phys ed, I fucking rocked that shit. I did not need to be in that group. Music, sure, that was kind of optional anyway, right? So totally fine. Math, I needed that special ed group. So when my parents were like, you're not going, the only time they stepped in at school and said, no, thank you, we don't want her in that class. Biggest fuck up because as of that point, my grades went and plummeted because I could not keep up with the rest of the class. There was nothing wrong with having those people separated. You're not saying you're lesser or you're better. It's just different. Different is okay. It's totally fine to be separated. It doesn't mean you can't function. There are times that you could totally put them together, but sometimes they need to be separated.
People might put me down, but this is why I refuse to have my brother in a home because he's almost the same. So, like, he can try and talk, but it's more like babbling. It's not actually talking, so you don't understand him unless you've been around him very long. And like, he can't shower by like he could shower by himself and clean himself, but you still have to be there. You have to assist him. Like, you have to do everything for him. And I refuse to have him in a home
Yeah.
over my dead body.
Right. And I understand that some families are not as lucky and are not able to support them the same way. And it's unfortunate that this is going to probably put a lot of hesitation into some families when maybe a home is what they need for support because some people do need extra care, right?
Well, and it could be their first child with special needs, right? And they need that break. They don't know how to handle it. Especially if you're the parent of it. Like, you don't know what to do. You don't know. Like, I had to grow up with it. So I had to learn very early what to do and how to deal with it. They might not know how to deal with that.
Yeah. And like we said, everybody is so different that you have to learn for the person you know. Like as their family,
Like, a first-time parent, like, I get it, but like I've seen also posts lately coming out now too, going FSD or whatever, the PDD, they're sending me to this place and now I'm scared to go through them. And it's like it's fair. Like, everyone will snap at this one person going, well, you shouldn't be worried about that right now. We should be worried about finding this kid. And I'm like, I agree, but being the mom of an autistic child, it's fair for her to worry about it now. Like,
people, you guys need to remember the person that is worried about putting their kid in a certain facility is still entitled to have their worries
yeah.
separate from this. They can, because two things can happen at the same time. You could be worried about Parker and wanting to find Parker, at the same time, be worried about where you put your autistic child.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally fine. The world is not going to stop. Unfortunately, like that would be great. We would have him found like that if everything stopped and nobody had to work, nobody had to pay bills until he's found. Excellent. We'll have him found in no time. He would have been found within the hour. But unfortunately, that's not life, right? So other people still are going to have worries and concerns that are not this.
It's just sad because I was like, she's allowed to be worried. That's her child.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
If she wasn't worried, if that parent wasn't worried, we could be doing this all over again a month from now with her child,
True.
right? Like, you just, of course, you have to worry. That's your job as a parent.
So the staffing and intensive support ratios are standard day homes typically feature one educator watching up to 6 children. Day homes under specialized disability agencies adapt this heavily. Enhanced ratios. Depending on the client's needs, care frequently operates at a 1-to-1 or 1-to-2 ratio to manage behavioral risk or medical needs. Specialized frontline workers. The individuals running or staffing these homes are not traditional babysitters. They are hired as residential support workers or home supervisors who carry specific training in nonviolent crisis intervention and adaptive behaviors. Funding and oversight mechanics. These day homes do not usually operate on a simple private pay tuition basis. Provincial funding alignment. Placements are typically funded through government streams such as Family Support for Children with Disabilities, also known as FSCD, or Persons with Developmental Disabilities, also known as PDD. Integrated care plans. The home's daily schedule is guided by the agency's internal support approach teams, which build individual coping, communication, and life skills goals right into the day home environment. Policy, safety, and elopement protocols. Because clients may have high-risk habits such as tendency to wander or bolt, elopements, these homes operate under strict corporate risk management policies. Environmental safeguards. Homes must feature secured physical perimeters, high locks, or alarm systems suited for neurodivergent children. Mandatory crisis procedures. Protocols mandate that if a child exits the property unexpectedly, staff must instantly deploy specific protocols, such as immediate neighborhood tracking, keeping eyes on a nonverbal individual without unsafely crowding them, and an immediate call to the emergency services. Again, I just don't know why it feels so long, like the time gap.
It does.
Like you either called, and the police should be able to confirm you called at 11:59, let's say. You know what I mean? Like it should be confirmed right there at the time that you called.
Yeah. I also wonder if they were outside or inside at the time, because if they have all these special locks, how?
Apparently, I heard someone, and I haven't looked into it yet, but someone was saying that you're actually not allowed to have the front doors or whatnot, special locks on it for elopers because of a fire safety code.
Yeah, same within schools. The doors can't lock from the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
so
like
then
if we have runners, we can't lock the doors from the inside.
in the school system, like, have you experienced that? Like a runner?
Oh, we've had runners, yeah. We've had kids take off. We've had to call the police and like follow slowly behind them and or call the police. There was yeah.
That's so all you can do is like follow them, hey? 'Cause-
All you can do is follow them from a distance. That's it.
Yikes.
You're not supposed to chase them or run after them or you follow from a distance so you have eyes on them and you call the police
Yeah.
right away.
That's
Yeah.
scary. Like, I know for like my day home, if one of my kids runs, I run and get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This has happened with like severely behavioral children.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's like special needs,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm
Like if
saying.
it
Like,
was
it's so much different.
autism or Down syndrome, obviously, right? And there's not that behavioral aspect behind it, then obviously you would go and get
Yeah.
them, right?
And that's what I mean. Like,
But
it's
yeah,
you've got to be trained really good in how to deal with it, because I
yeah,
know, like, I personally don't have any of that training. And the kids that are in my care, they're neurotypical for the most part, right?
yeah,
As
yeah,
far as we know, I should say, because
yeah,
they're toddlers. So
yeah,
if they run, I can just go catch them and bring them back because they don't have these
yeah,
complex disabilities and stuff, right? Or neurodivergencies, anything like that. So usually when I catch them, they giggle, and then I'm like, y'all need to stay here. A few years ago, I took them to the big field by my house. Like Merle, our Australian Shepherd, was like maybe 3. And so I took the dog with the kids and I'm like, let's go play with the ball. So the kids are like, we get in the field and the kids scatter, which was fine. We were in a field and I knew they were like going to run and chase the ball. Well, my Australian Shepherd went, oh, fuck no, we don't run away. And he herded them into a little cluster because he was like 3. And they're like they're trying to like one would be like try and run away and he didn't bite them or anything. He just nudges them with his booty. And he's like, get back in the cluster. And I'm like, Merle, it's fine. They can play. He was not having any of it. So they're all basically in this little cluster and they're kind of moving around as a group, trying to play soccer in this little cluster.
That's cute.
Yeah, so like maybe they just, all these facilities need to have like some Australian shepherds there, and then if someone runs away, the dog will be like, "Oh, hell no, get back
Yeah.
here."
Yeah. Yeah.
Goodness.
Or even some kind of like emergency, what are they called? Animals?
Like
Service dogs, right?
Service dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, some kind of service animal
There
in the
has to be a
facility
service animal that could do
because
that,
like I mean, I leave my house and my dog loses her shit. So
right? If
like
so tonight when we were walking our dogs, Tyler was holding Merle's leash and he's like, I wonder what would happen if I just dropped the leash and run. I'm like, he's gonna chase your ass down. What do you think? Like, and so we walk along for a little bit and he drops the leash and turns and runs and Merle was on him like that. And he's 9 now, so we have to be careful if he runs too much, he makes pineapple, but like or throws up, sorry. If he runs too much, but he was on him right away. I'm like, there has to be a service dog that you could get and teach to like if they run, you run with them. And then, because I know that people said put in, like, why didn't he have an air tag? And then someone else mentioned that often they take them off or whatever, right? If it's attached to their clothes, it's weird. We neurodivergents do not like tags and shit that touches. So an air tag I could see being like a heavy part, like a tag, and we would take it off.
yeah.
But if you could put the air tag on the service dog, and then if the kid runs, the service dog runs.
Yeah.
And the service dog has an air tag, and the service dog isn't going to leave the kid. So you could track it through. I mean, I get it. Then you're in a facility with like 20 kids and 20 dogs now because they all have.
But
So
even
maybe
just
it's not.
like one dog, right?
Yeah.
Just to kind of make sure nobody leaves.
Yeah.
Nobody runs. The kids are safe, right?
Yeah.
especially the front door. If you can't actually fully lock it from the inside,
Yeah.
just have one sit at the front door, you know?
Yeah. And honestly, I think it would work. Like when I take the kids out to the park or out to the lake, Merle basically cries and howls the entire time
Yeah.
because the kids are gone. If he's home by himself and I leave, he's fine. He goes, he lays down, he sleeps. But if I take the kids out, he loses his shit.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we could, not me personally, but I'm sure somebody could train a dog to do that, like to be.
It's like our puppy, right? He's only 5 months old, but there was one person at the park that walked by our kids. He did not like him. He growled at him, he barked at him, and he never barks at people on a
Yeah.
walk. And he wouldn't even take his treats, and he loves treats.
Yeah.
Because his kids were in that park. He didn't like this person. He was making it known.
Yeah. Dogs
Interesting.
are great for that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How to search for Parker on your property. Many people have asked what we mean when we ask residents to check their property. Sergeant Chris Martin, in a video posted by the Calgary Police, demonstrates how to properly search areas where Parker may seek shelter. What might not make sense to you could make sense to Parker. So barbecue cabinets, inside water features such as a hot tub, swimming pool.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically anything with
An
a
empty
lid.
one.
Yeah.
Right. Weird collections, pile of junk tires under your deck, under tarps or inside landscaping bags, bins, walk around property and check in around and behind things, walk in sheds and move things around. Please thoroughly check your own property and any public spaces you are permitted to access. Do not enter or search private property without permission. Parker is known to enter accessible buildings and can lock doors behind him. Check homes, garages, sheds, vehicles, trailers, RVs, storage areas, under decks, between fences and hedges, and anywhere a child may seek shelter from the heat. Parker is neurodivergent and nonverbal and may become frightened if approached by strangers. If you see him, do not approach. Keep him in sight and call 911 immediately. So there is CPS, Calgary Police Service, 403-266-1234, Calgary Crime Stoppers, Missing Children's Society of Canada, 1-800-661-6160, MCSC Rescue.
I think that's like the search and rescue organization.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the missing children.
Okay, so they would just need a case number for that then? Or?
This just is the case number. So
Okay.
basically, if you
Okay.
call Crime Stoppers or police or anywhere and you give them this case number, it will be linked to Parker.
Okay, so CA 263-18270-3955.
I also wonder what if, I mean, I'm sure they've thought of it, but what about like public bathrooms
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that in the area, or like random, like if there's porta potties or whatever, like how construction sites or road
Mm-hmm.
sites, whatever, could have those? Just thought of that when you were reading. So I was like, oh, just because if he likes to go in and close doors and lock
Yeah.
doors behind him, but I'm sure the police have and search and rescue have already thought of that. But maybe the public, if you have not thought of that, there you go.
Check them porta potties.
Right?
They get hot.
They do.
I was
But
in one today. It was hot.
but I wonder if maybe like didn't they say that his mentality was basically of a 2 or 3-year-old,
Yes.
right? So then I wonder sometimes maybe they don't like he could go in there and be like realize he's hot but not associate he's
Yeah.
hot because of where he
Yeah.
is maybe, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So a message for Calgary communities was posted from Missing in Canada. While the official search remains coordinated by Calgary Police Service and their partner agencies, community members can still play an important role by supporting the search safely and responsibly. Organize within your own neighborhood. If you're local, consider connecting with your neighborhood Facebook groups and organizing small, respectful community searches within your own area. Local residents know their streets, pathways, parks, and green spaces better than anyone. Please note, the primary family support group for Parker is not organizing informal searches at this time. Any community efforts should remain independent, respectful, and should never interfere with police operations. Search smart. Print Google Maps of your neighborhood. Divide streets, parks, pathways, and trails into sections. Work methodically so areas aren't missed or searched repeatedly. If you're new to organizing searches, I've written a guideline. I did not, they did. Written a guideline that may help. So you can send them a private message if you would like a copy. Check private property. One of the biggest ways the public can help is by ensuring every property owner checks their own property carefully, including homes, vehicles, RVs, trucks and trailers, garages, sheds, play structures, storage rooms, utility rooms, basements, underdecks, between fences and hedges, behind lawn equipment, any enclosed space where a child may seek shelter. Investigators have also reminded the public that Parker has previously entered homes and locked doors behind him. Even if you have searched before, please search again. A single overlooked space could make all the difference. Respect private property. You may generally search public spaces such as parks, trails, sidewalks, roads, and alleys, provided police have not asked the public to avoid those areas. Do not enter private property without the owner's permission. Instead, ask property owners to search their own property, ask them to review and search camera footage, offer your assistance if they would like help, respect active police search areas. If police search and rescue or emergency crews are actively working in an area, please give them space. Formal police-led searches must always take priority over informal community efforts. If you discover something, if you locate anything you believe could be relevant, mark the location, contact Calgary Police immediately. Leave the area undisturbed unless instructed otherwise. Do not post details publicly or speculate online. So if you come across something, don't be like, oh my God, people at Facebook, look what I found. That's not helpful because then people at Facebook go, well, I want to see that. And that all flood to the area.
Mhm.
Not helpful, people. Search efforts continue since Parker disappeared. More than 300 police service members, like we said, have assisted. More than 150 public tips have been received and assessed. Over 5,000 operational search hours have been completed. Hundreds of homes and businesses have been searched. Air support, K9 units, mounted patrol, mounted bike officers, Calgary Fire Department, river searches, and CPKC rail corridor searches have also been deployed. Investigators continue receiving extensive CCTV residential security camera and dash cam footage. Every tip, every video, every search brings investigators one step closer to finding Parker. Do you know what else, sorry, that I just thought of? What about like homes of like elderly people? They might not necessarily be able to go and search their
property.
yard and yeah, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. They might not be able to search their property. So maybe if you know you're in the area and have an elderly neighbor, maybe just go knock on their door, see if you could help search that area.
CCTV footage. Police continue asking anyone with security camera or dash cam footage from July 16th onward, particularly in the Thorncliffe and surrounding areas, to submit it, even if Parker does not appear in the footage. What seems insignificant today could become the key piece of evidence tomorrow. If you have information, Calgary Police Service, 403-266-1234. Submit any CCTV or dashcam footage immediately. Contact Crime Stoppers anonymously. Missing Children Society of Canada, 1-800-661-6160. 8 days is far too long. Parker is still missing. Please continue checking your property, reviewing camera footage, sharing this photo, and encouraging others to do the same. One person noticing one small detail could change everything. Let's help bring Parker home.
And then when this is aired, it will be 12 days?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to hope that when you're hearing this, he's already been found alive and healthy and all good. But in case not, yes, it would be 12 days. And not to put a damper, but they ended the search for Darius McDougall after 11 days.
Right.
So hurry up and search, people.
It's almost like it's the same thing, just different
Location.
Well, and beginning. Do you know what I mean? Like one was with family, one is in a care home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's almost like the same thing. People are still looking and
Yeah.
We are not giving up, says Acting Staff Sergeant Scott Gutterson of the Missing Persons Unit. This is every parent's worst nightmare, and our hearts remain with Parker's family as they continue to live through this incredibly difficult and heartbreaking time. From the moment Parker was reported missing, a dedicated team has been working around the clock to find him. Every tip is being thoroughly assessed, every lead is being followed, and every available resource is being used. We know this case has touched people across Calgary, and we remain grateful for the support we have received from the public. We continue to ask everyone with information to come forward and to allow investigators to follow up on leads safely and effectively. I'm kind of mind baffled. Maybe it's just because it's me as a person, but that white car that saw him walking, why did he not question it? Why did they not question it? Because I don't know who it was, if it was he or
You're gonna have to refer. Was it
So one of
after
the
he was
seat-
known to be missing?
Yes, so one of the well, I don't know if it was to be known, but it was on one of the CCTV footages. You see him walking by, and there was literally someone that got into the white car and went after.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
But there is constantly kids around in the neighborhood. And seeing one random, I mean, he is 11. If I saw like a 3, 4, like that age of a kid by themselves, I would be like, what the fuck? And I would stop and ask the kid. But an 11-year-old, I wouldn't think anything of it, to be honest.
But that's why I say maybe it's just me because when it comes to things like that, I look around, right? So he had no shirt on at the time. By his facial expressions, like you could tell he's not fully there. Do you know what I mean? And he's wearing these big headphones that obviously don't look like normal headphones because they're the noise canceling ones. Like for me, I would have just been like, okay, this is kind of odd. Who is he? What's he doing?
Okay, but then what would you have done? Like if you notice, like I'm not judging, I'm just asking. Like if
No,
you,
like for me, I would have either followed him or contacted someone to say, just, hey, just a heads up. I don't know if this is the right thing to do or not, right? Because, like, I've had people leave shit in my backyard and I've called the non-emergency line too and just been like, hey, just want to let you know this has been happening.
see, I don't think I would have thought anything of it. Like, unless obviously if the Amber Alert had been out, if he'd been all over the news for days, and then I saw that, then I would be like, oh, fuck. But if I didn't really know, I would just
Well,
random
that's
kid.
the thing. Like, I do see special needs children and adults walking around the community, right? And
Yeah.
I don't think anything of it because
And especially, like I say, an 11-year-old, right? Like, it's not like he's little. So you just, maybe we're just complacent, but I just kind of assume like they're just doing their thing.
Well, that's why I said maybe it's just me because I'm just like that super hyper aware. Like, we had somebody sitting at the bus stop once and I wanted to go to Tim Hortons. And I literally watched this person to make sure that they were breathing before I left it because they were just sitting there in the pouring rain, headphones in, eyes closed, taking a nap with a smoke hanging out of his mouth.
See, I would probably not have even noticed that.
See, and I was just like, I just want to make sure they're okay. Like, there was someone, and I felt bad, and I should have called the church, but like, they were sitting up, you know how they have whatever that you can go pray to outside of it? They had some lady sitting up against it. And then I didn't see her going to get it because of the way it sits. But on the way back home, I had a house full of kids, but on the way back home, she's laying right in front of it. And then we go back there later, and there's an ambulance. So that's why maybe it's just me because I'm hyper aware of all this stuff.
If
That
I'd have seen someone laying on the ground, I probably would have been like, "Hey, are you okay?"
she didn't start on the ground. She
No, no,
started.
but I'm just saying that's
Yeah.
probably I probably would have checked, or like I said, if it was a little kid, but I just don't think that I would have thought anything of because I see 11-year-olds walking around the neighborhood all the time, and I've seen a kid riding his bike literally in just his little tidy whities, riding his bike, and he was probably I'm gonna guess 10, 11, 12, something like that. And he's just riding in his tidy whities. All right. I'm like,
Well, he's like the same height and same weight as my son, who's only 9.
yeah.
And I was like, it's just insane.
But even like 8 and 9-year-olds, they're often out in the neighborhood by themselves,
Not
just
much.
riding. Yeah, I'm not saying everyone should, but like I don't know if I don't like I let my kids out at that age by themselves. Like it just I don't think seeing him walking down this now, yes, I would any I mean I actually passed a kid that looked similar. If he hadn't have spoke, I would have followed this poor kid. With my day home kids, I'd have been like, all right, guys, we're following this kid. But the kid actually spoke to another kid. I'm like, whew, because it from the like side glance, what he had the brown shaved head kind of thing, and he didn't have a shirt on because he had just left the lake. But I was like, oh. So I did notice that, but then when he's like, "Hey, see you guys later," I'm like, "Oh, you're good." Otherwise, poor kid would have been stalked by me and my day home kids. But any like other than that, I don't think I would have noticed. I might have noticed, but I probably wouldn't have thought anything of it.
That would have, like I said, it could just be me and I'm just like over the top, right? A lot of my childhood trauma comes out like that too, right? I'm just, I just want to make sure everyone's good. Like I was pregnant, so I couldn't help this guy, but I watched some senior fall on a whole bunch of rocks, had a goose egg, blood gushing everywhere, and someone just walks into Max, hands him some paper towels, and then leaves. I'm like, that guy
Yikes.
can have a concussion. Like,
Yeah. I mean, like, so people have have said quite a bit about how has he not been seen? How has he it been all this time and nobody has seen him? I think he has been seen. I think, like, maybe not at this stage, but I bet you day one, day two, even day three, maybe people saw him, but they didn't think anything of it. And so there's no record of it. So we don't know if he switched directions. And I get that maybe he should be on video, but like Cash and I, like that what we were saying before we started recording, not every camera has continuous recording capabilities or even records to anything. Some cameras record over itself after a certain amount of time. He could have been caught on CCTV and that footage is gone, unfortunately. So even though we have the confirmed sightings, they're not necessarily the only sightings.
Well, and the way the map is, I have a good feeling he's in the area. I don't think he went really far.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Like I don't, yeah, like I don't know him personally, but just by like the way he was backtracking in that, I have a feeling he's just in the area somewhere.
It is very possible.
We have now become aware of individuals attending private residences, confronting residents, and encouraging others through social media to investigate criminal tips on their own. This behavior is unacceptable and is putting community members at risk. Everyone wants to find Parker, and we understand the emotions involved. But showing up at private homes, confronting residents, or organizing your own investigations can hinder our efforts and draws police resources away from the search and investigation. Police are thoroughly investigating all tips and reports received. If you have information, report it to the police and allow investigators to follow up on those leads. People who engage in unlawful behavior will face charges. To date, we have covered more than 7,000 kilometers of distance, the equivalent of the distance from Calgary to London, England. Search operations have included over 5,500 total search hours, several hundred homes and businesses searched, aerial support, canine resources, mountain bike patrols, mounted patrols, extensive river searches by the Calgary Fire Department, including underwater camera deployments and extensive searches conducted by CPKC along its rail tracks and surrounding property. More than 400 CPS members have assisted in the search effort, and officers have conducted door-to-door inquiries in surrounding communities and continue to canvass the area. Officers have reviewed or are currently reviewing several hundred hours of CCTV, residential security camera, and dash cam footage. Over 300 tips have been received and assessed by investigators. Members of the public may continue to see a significant police and search presence in these communities, including our air support unit, mounted patrol team, mountain bike unit, canine unit, patrol officers, investigators, and trained search volunteers. Parker was last seen shirtless, wearing dark shorts and black noise-canceling headphones. He is described as 4'11" tall, weighing approximately 90 pounds with brown hair and a shaved head and brown eyes. Parker is neurodivergent and nonverbal and may become even more scared if confronted by strangers. If Parker is located, where members of the public are asked not to approach him, instead keep him in sight and call 911 immediately. So I also heard somebody found a pair of shorts.
Yeah, apparently they're gray, but I don't know if they're his.
Okay.
The shirt has been confirmed his. It's just the shorts that aren't. Apparently there's been shoes, there's been socks, there's been everything.
Really?
Yeah.
And the other, like the shoes and socks, weren't confirmed either?
No. Just the shirt because he's walking around shirtless.
Right. Huh. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't it be easy for a parent to say, yep, that's their shirt?
Exactly. They're probably just not telling us, though.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, honestly, I don't think it necessarily means anything nefarious happened. I think it just means he got hot, so he took shit off, which is pretty normal.
And I apparently heard that when he gets overstimulated, he strips.
Yeah. Again, pretty normal. But I do, so I'm looking at this map where it's got the like 1, 2, 3, like the points of confirmed sightings, confirmed route, whatever. And it does seem to go like all the way up here and around, and then it kind of goes like as if he's trying to circle in on an area. So I wonder, is that, I don't know if you know, Cash, but is in that little box inside the confirmed sightings, is that where his parents live?
No, they live in Edgemont.
Where is Edgemont?
On the opposite direction.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well.
So like if you technically flipped this map over, then you'd be going to the parents' house.
Right.
But this one's the opposite direction.
That's interesting then. Almost like he was following something, some route in his mind, whatever. It doesn't have to actually be a tangible something. It could just be, it could be a butterfly for all, it could be anything that he just kind of got on a path and started walking. But then because he kind of goes around and like, it's almost like a box, right? So I almost wonder, like, I'm sure the police are obviously focusing their search in that area around there, but it's like he was looking for something almost.
Well, and like number three, if you went on the search parker.org, I think it is, where you could plug in where you went. Number three is where they found his shirt.
Okay. See, and
It's
that makes sense, right? Like, so he walked all that way and then he's like, damn, it's hot. Took off his shirt. Totally makes sense.
Yeah, they just can't confirm that black dotted.
Yeah, somehow he got from point two to point three. It seems the most logical way that he went in that direction. He could have zigzagged. He could have got a different. But honest, that part doesn't matter per se because he's not. He still made it to these other locations, so that's not super significant. That it's just a guess that that route.
But that's where I say, like, I know people say that he's following the sidewalk, which I personally can't understand it. I need to visualize it. Like, I don't.
Yeah,
But that's where I say, like, he goes on number six, he's on McKnight. He goes to the number seven, and that's where he turns. And I'm like, is that he turns there? Is that because McKnight was too busy? Is that because he tried to cross the road and someone honked at him and scared him, so he went that way? But you don't really see him in alleyways,
Right.
probably.
more
I'll,
main streets.
yeah, but I kind of would not have expected him to go down alleyways anyway, because it's not really a walking path, right? It's a driving path, right? It's more of a road than a walking path. So the fact that he doesn't go in alleyways, just that seems normal to me. So the only thing that I will say from my brain is when I'm doing like runs or even when I'm just out for a walk, often we kind of walk down one area and then my husband and son will be like, okay, pick your turnaround spot because we're going to turn around and go back. And they say that because for whatever reason, I can't just turn around. I need to have a turning point. It could be a tree, it could be a crack in the sidewalk, it could be the fence is different. It doesn't, and it's different every time. Whenever they say pick your turnaround spot, I kind of look up and the spot just comes to me and then I can use that and turn around. So I'm pretty sure that's a neurodivergent thing, at least for me. Like it might not be for everybody, but for me, it's my neurodivergent brain going, you can't just turn around. You need a spot. When he's following some kind of path in his brain and something in his brain is telling him which way to go, whether it's the same thing that I do or whatever. Like I said, it could be a butterfly he followed or a sound or a smell or whatever, and it's making him turn however he turns. It's just part of our brain.
I walk and I can miss my street. I just keep on going. I don't stop. If I don't want to take the normal route that I'm taking, I will just go. And that's how I get lost on the way in my drive.
Right. And if I'm walking and it's very people-y, I will just turn. Like not turn around to go home, but I'll turn down a different street because I can do that. I don't need a turning point for that. I can just or cross the road or whatever. So it's probably something similar to him that way that he's doing. What I'm reading now is a continuation from the message from Missing in Canada. We recognize this incident may impact everyone in the community. We want to ensure everyone impacted has been connected with support. The Calgary Police Victim Assistance Support Team, VAST, is a free service that provides support, resources, and information to victims of crime and tragedy. For anyone who needs this support, VAST can be reached at 403 428 8398 or toll free at 1 888 327 7828. There's also more information on www.calgary.ca/cps/community-programs-and-resources. There's a whole website. We'll post it in the links. I'm not reading that whole thing. We're going to post these websites in the show notes. Like the links will be in there. So, like we've said, anyone with information about his whereabouts who may have CCTV, dash cam footage, again, the links will be in the show notes. And we understand we are not giving you information that is not already available out there. So all you nitpicky people don't come at us and say, we gave you nothing else. We're not investigators. We're just giving you the information and some of our opinions along with that.
We're trying to spread the word.
Exactly. Yeah. I know someone came at us from one of the other missing kids episodes that we did, and they're like, you just read all the same info that's out there. Yeah. If the info isn't out there, how do you think other people are going to get it? Where are we getting it from?
Yep.
We're not going to share info that's not out there because it's probably false. So, but yeah, so that's it. So hopefully everyone in the area, and honestly, if you're outside of the area, everyone in Calgary, go search your backyard. Who knows how it's been 8 days. When you hear this, it'll have been 12. He possibly could have walked anywhere, right? 12 days is a long time for walking.
His family have also said too he can clear 14K.
Oh, 100%. If
So
if
he can
kids like to walk, if people in general like to walk, they can walk and walk and walk. And I get it that it's been hot and stuff, but there's water sources everywhere. There's loads of water fountains, public bathrooms, all that kind of stuff that,
don't forget your hoses on the side of your houses too.
yeah, right? So there a lot of people put water bowls out for like their dog, like for people walking their dogs in their community. Kids are resourceful, man. Even neurodivergent kids with
And that's why I say too, is some people I think have to look at it as a 2-year-old's mind too, right? Like if you sit there and watch, like a kid could be like, "Oh, I lost this," and you can't find it everywhere, and then 2 days later they come out with it and they're like, "It's here."
yeah,
Like you have to sit there and think in a 2-year-old's mind. Yes, he might be like the body of 11-year-old, but he has a mind of a 2, 3-year-old. You got to think, okay, what would I do? How would I do this?
yeah. And there's lots of people, like, as much as the information has been all over social media and all over the news, there's lots of people that don't follow that or that maybe don't speak English, so they don't read it or listen to it or whatever, right? So, lots of elderly people that there's places he could go that people don't realize anyone's missing. So, and I say this because it is possible he's still okay. I think it's different with Darius McDougal. It was in the woods or like in a remote area. Feel like his chances of survival are a lot better because he's in a city.
Did you
So,
see the post where someone actually took the time and did the math and broke down how fast he actually walks?
oh no, I didn't.
Oh, they broke it down, and he goes, this amount of seconds per kilometer, and oh yeah, it was insane.
Oh, some
Apparently,
people are so smart.
apparently he was walking 37 steps in the 3-minute video that they posted of the CCTV footage.
Crazy. Crazy. I mean, that somebody would actually be able to figure that out. Like, excellent job, people. I'm
It's amazing.
optimistic still.
It is amazing, though, to have the whole city come together.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so nice to have that, to
Yeah.
just know that, you know what, it's a missing kid, he's special needs, let's get out there and find him.
Yeah, exactly. And for the most part, I've only seen one comment about how everyone's looking for him because he's white. That's not the case. People are looking for him because he's a missing kid. They're probably looking more so because he is special needs, if anything. It's not a racial thing. I would say the special needs play a bigger part than anything else.
It does, but I think Calgary, though, as a city, would still do it regardless.
Oh,
If you
yeah. Oh,
have
for
that,
sure. 100%.
I think it's just because it's not put out as much. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or they wait so long that people are like, well, what's the point, right? Like, if you're
Yeah.
waiting 4 days to put out an Amber Alert for a kid, what are you going to do then? Or if they're like driving around, what are they really going to do? He's on foot, like, so he can't really get too far. Like, he can get far, but he can't get too far. Like, he's not in a car. He can't be in
He's
BC
not a
by
province away. Exactly. Yeah. That's
can't be in BC by tonight kind of deal.
yeah,
So it's nice to see the city come together.
it is. So that's it for Moms on Mics this week.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Moms on Mics Podcast, on TikTok at Moms on Mics, and join our Facebook group, Moms on Mics.
If anyone has any topics you would like us to cover, or if you have any questions or suggestions, you can email us at momsonmics@gmail.com or submit through our website, momsonmics.com.
We would also appreciate it if you could rate and review us on whatever platform you're listening on. It really helps the podcast move up on their charts so it gets more exposure. I hope you join us again next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.